I am so incredibly proud of our girls. They had the sole purpose and mission of fighting for these seniors and sending them out on a good note at home. And they did just that, and I couldn't ask for anything else.
Before we get to the seniors, did it feel a little bit like a senior night for Kaylee Wolstead? I mean, she was the first 8 points of the game and goes off for a big night after kind of struggling the last couple of games.
She has struggled, and I know that, I mean, now that it's out that she's leaving on a mission, I feel like a lot of the stuff leading up to that was a little bit not distracting, but a lot of like you know what I mean, mixed emotions, pressure, whatever you want to call it. And so I just pulled her aside yesterday, and I was like, "Look, I don't care what's happened the last 3 games. I don't care what's. I just shoot, and stop making me yell at you to shoot the ball." And so I feel like she just finally like, and she got her call, and she was able to open it. And so I don't know if that was like the relief, the pressure reliever, the you know what I mean. Now I know where I'm going, when I'm going, like just focus in. And so I feel like that kind of changed it a little bit for her.
When Kaylee or Amari or Smiler or whoever it is on the outside, they're knocking that shot. How much does that help Lauren Gussie? Spent so much attention, but being able to have that outside threat feels like it really opened her up.
A ton. And so I mean, we had a game where we weren't knocking down shots. And I think it was at home. I don't remember who it was, but it was too easy to guard lower and inside because they could just double her because we weren't knocking anything down. And I remember saying to her, you know what, you got shooters around you and they're going to come to play. Like they had an off night, it'll be okay, you know, because she still carried us. And so when they were able to knock down shots, it became really easy for her inside. And so it was really nice to see.
Houston's really tough pressure. How do you feel like things changed for you and
Last time we played, we had 25 turnovers. This time, 18. We had 8 at half, and so I feel like the turnovers late in the game, they weren't necessarily from the press; they were from being fatigued, right? I don't know how many we did have in the front court tonight. I have to go back and actually look, but there weren't very many. And so, taking care of the press is one nature of the beast, and then the other part of it is not letting it speed you up in the half court. And so a lot of the times I was yelling at the girls as they were passing me, slow down, slow down, slow down. Like, because you play into their hands when you're just speeding it up, right? And so sometimes I mean, I called Dad the Tasmanian devil out there one time because she's like, go Mach 90. I'm like, relax, we're good, you know? I don't know, but she's like going, I mean, but she is, right? She's quick. But sometimes her quickness and being able to put us in that spot, so we just play into their hands when we do that. And so if we could just pull it back in, let's run a play, let's get something that better for us is good. So I feel like they played together, they played on attack, they were finding each other. They did really well tonight.
Coach, you talked with us early in the week about the press.
I feel like they were really good with it. I mean, I had no gripes about it. You know, it was hard to get open. You saw how physical they were, but we had the boys doing that to them all week long. So they knew what was coming, and it felt just as hard or maybe even like a little bit easier because they already knew what was coming.
How'd you keep the secret of the century? Kaylee Smiler. She looked pretty surprised.
She was shocked. We had to get approval, and we, you know, kept it under wraps. And then the only person that knew was her sister because she had to help orchestrate everything. Because Kaylee didn't want any of her family came at Christmas, and so she didn't want any of the, you know, the limelight or make them come out. That's a trip and a half, right? Make them come back and they're coming for graduation. So she just and for me as a mom, you can't do that night without your parents. And so you know I talked to them when they came at Christmas and they wanted to come back, and so it was just a matter of getting approval. And then yeah, the girls did a really good job of keeping it quiet, and it was awesome tonight.
Mark Hope says seniors are magic. How are these seniors magic?
Well, Lauren's relentless, and she has a personality that loosens me up sometimes. Like she'll come in and say something to me on the baseline in practice, and I just am like, I just start laughing because it's so in left field sometimes. Like, what are you talking? You know what I mean? And so for me, like just having that connection with her, she makes it so she gives 110% on the court, but then off the court, she's kind of like that glue that keeps us together, right? And then Smy on the other side, you don't really see her like accolades as far as like in the stats, like Lauren's double queen. But Smythe takes the best guard every night. She hustles on even. She's that. I mean, help the helper person. She's always where she should be, and she leads by example. And then the girls off the court respect her tremendously. So I just feel like those two girls so hard to replace, but they've been such good leaders for these young ones, to teach them how to do this and what to do. And I just really appreciate what they've given to our program. They've meant the world, and they chose us. I mean, Smite graduated; she could have left as a grad transfer, right? And Laura went in the portal, and they both came back. They both chose us, and so I really appreciate that. And I just am really grateful to be a little part in their life.
Thoughts on next matchup, Texas?
Texas is Texas. They're going to press the whole time. They have, they lost Rory and they didn't really miss a beat, like have move Madison to the point guard. And so we got a tough matchup on Saturday, and today was super physical, and the girls are pretty beat up. So we got to, take a day. Let's go mental reps. Let's look at film. Let's do that together, and then game prep for on Friday and go. Thank you. Sorry to make you guys wait.